With the NBA season just around the corner, it's time to dive into one of the most exciting parts of the year, predicting who will take home the league's biggest awards. From MVP to Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, and Most Improved Player, we'll break down the top contenders, what makes them stand out, and why this season could be their time to shine. Now let's get into it.
Mama, there goes that man.
Let's take a look at the MVP race and who I think will win it. The past couple of years have been a tight race with players like Nikolai Jokic, Joel Embiid, and Giannis Antetokounmpo, but last year a few more names entered the conversation, making the race even more competitive. Luka Doncic and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander both had amazing seasons last year, and a lot of people argued that one of them should have been MVP. However, Jokic came out on top again. Going into next year, I really expect Jokic to take a step back in the MVP conversation, mostly due to team success. The West has gotten stronger, while Denver keeps losing key role players. With the decline of Jamal Murray, this could be one of Denver's worst seasons in recent memory. When the race becomes so tight, voters need to look at other factors like team success and defense, and I think that's where these other players can benefit the most. Shai led OKC to the 1 seed last season, and I don't see why he can't do that again, especially with the added talent this summer. Luka and Dallas just came off a finals run, and they're looking to go back with added pieces like Klay Thompson. So not only are the teams getting better, but these players are improving every year. But my pick isn't any of the guys I mentioned, it's going to be Anthony Edwards. This may be surprising because he hasn't really been in MVP conversations in his career, but you can't ignore that he has the best road to that goal. And is young, talented, and exciting to watch. He's elevated his game every year and just came off a season where he took his team to the Western Conference Finals. He averaged 26 points last season, and with Cat gone and him being the #1 option, his numbers will go up in every way. The biggest reason I have Ant is because of the narrative. An underrated part of the MVP race is narrative. Why is what you're doing important for your team or the league? And with the storyline that Cat is gone and people expecting the Wolves to struggle without him, if Anthony Edwards and the Wolves can replicate the success they had last season, or do even better, I think Edwards will be the clear winner. He can average 30 points per game while playing lockdown defense on a championship contending team. Let's take a look at the Defensive Player of the Year award. I think Victor Wembanyama will run away with the award this season. Last season, Vic showed an incredible impact on the defensive end, making first-team All-NBA defense and being the runner-up for the DPOY award just as a rookie. Vic had a defensive rating of 106, which was second best in the league, and you could feel the impact with him on and off the floor. With Vic playing center next season and gaining experience from last year, some type of jump is expected. Plus, with veterans like Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes on the Spurs, they will win more games, which adds to Wemby's case. The Most Improved Player is one of the hardest to predict now because of how the NBA gives out the award. The award used to go to players who made the most unexpected leap in the season, like Lauri Markkanen, but now it's more about who can have the biggest statistical leap. So I'm just going to give the award based on who I think should win it. I made a whole video on underrated players going into next season, and I think most of the players on there are candidates. But I think the player who could be most deserving of the award is Jalen Johnson. He already had an amazing year last season, but with the Hawks trading their second-best player, DeJounte Murray, and being in this weird middle area, it's the perfect time for Johnson to showcase what he can do. Johnson has also shown flashes of a solid offensive game, like creating his own shot, while also being one of the Hawks' best defenders. This award is really open, just like our next one. So if you have any other players in mind, let us know in the comments. The last award we're talking about is the Rookie of the Year award. If you're not familiar with this rookie class, it's probably because there aren't too many standout guys. A lot of the rookies are solid pieces for the teams that drafted them, but none of them stick out like in previous years. That's okay, but it just makes it a little harder to predict this award. Let's talk about Zach Edey and why I think he can win this award. Zach was a monster in college, averaging over 25 points and 12 rebounds per game during his last year. The biggest question was whether his game would translate to the NBA, and whether he'd be able to keep up due to his size and speed, but he's shown early in preseason that those aren't issues. He's been able to play his same game against NBA players while impacting both sides. He's coming into a situation where the team needs him as well. Memphis doesn't have a center right now, and Zach fills that role perfectly. With Memphis needing him and Zach showing early that he can be the same player he was in college, I think he can win the award. Those are my early predictions for the awards. If you have any predictions, let me know in the comments because I would love to know. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.